I'm gonna show you guys why Snivy is the best starter. I would like to return my Pokemon. I think it's broken. Yep, definitely broken. Hello YouTube and welcome to my new challenge. This time we'll try to take down Pokemon Black with all trainers at level 100. I can't believe I'm doing this to myself all over again. The rules are still the same, so let's go over them real quick. Throughout the game, all trainers Pokemon will be at level 100, fully evolved with updated movesets. No in-battle items, trading is not allowed, so that I don't trade a higher level Pokemon. And as always, wild encounters and Team Plasma's Pokemon will remain the same, otherwise it will be easy to grind. One more thing, if you enjoy my challenges, please make sure to follow my channel. Almost 70% of my viewers aren't subscribed, and it would really help a small channel like myself. Let's start the challenge. Right after getting destroyed in my own bedroom, and with a whopping 100% loss rate, I couldn't be more excited to start the journey. Now let's go check out our options. Oh my god, what am I gonna do with this shit? Since this is Pokemon Black, we can expect to have a million rivals battles with full teams of level 100. And I can expect another one really soon. First, let me do some scouting. He has Night Slash, Sucker Punch, Say No More, I found a weakness. Now we need to get ready. I figured at the start of the game, resources will be limited. That's why I have to make sure I catch the Pokemon in the right order. I will start with catching Lollipops with pickup ability, and I will use the items I get to sell them for more Pokeballs, in order to catch the rest of my team. I have to save before every catch, however, because if I get a Vital Spirit one, I will need to reset. I then realize we start with 3,000 Pokédollars. Now comes the boring part, leveling up. I need to evolve my Snivy and get all 5 of my pet rats to level 11. Once training is done, I'm ready to challenge N again, with my new pathetic team. You think he saw me? Let's give this a try. For some reason he kept using Night Slash, and I thought there was no way around it. But then I remembered something. When I was counting his moves, he went for Sucker Punch second, so I figured why not give that a try. I will try to sacrifice a pet rat first, and then use Servine. And guess what? That did work. Leech Seed is not an attacking move, so Sucker Punch will fail, and now I deal percentage damage to him. All I need to do now is waste 7 more turns. This is when Pet Rats comes in, and with a bit of luck, it might be doable. Pet Rat learns Detect at level 11. This can guarantee a turn for me. I also made sure that I have one non-attacking move, in case I need to avoid Sucker Punch to waste even more turns. It goes really well for me, because even on the turns I missed Detect, he went for Sucker Punch, causing it to miss, and that gives me another Detect the following turn. A few more turns and I was able to take down N. And with Gen 5 XP gains, this little guy reached level 21, learned Hypnosis, Crunch, Sand Attack, Super Fang, evolved, learned Spanish, started his own business, became vegan, followed my channel, and it's still going on. Also, money is not an issue. Thank you, Gen 5. Now, it might look like I'm in a great spot with all that experience, but I got lucky with N. I have no idea what Bianca's Pokemon will have. In fact, she's not even my main problem right now. This guy is. He has one Watchog. The good news is, if I can take it down, I can get even more experience. I just need to find out how I can do that. If I can land Leech Seed, I can win this one just like I did with N. Turns out his Watchog has Hyper Fang, Slam, and Mean Look. Mean Look doesn't kill, and the other 2 moves don't have 100% accuracy. So with enough resets, I can get a chance to use Leech Seed. Now the question is, who do I give the experience to? I decided to level up a second pet rat. I figured it might be needed to get me through the next 2 rival battles. One issue I'm having from all the experience is that I'm missing out on learning Confuse Ray, since Watchog only learns it at level 20 when it evolves, but they end up at level 27. For now, I'm going to keep the other trainers with single Pokemon in case I need them later, like I always do in these challenges. Let's see what Bianca has for us. This one is scary. I realize her Stoutland likes to use Retaliate and Giga Impact. Good news, Retaliate only has 5 power points, so does Giga Impact, but better yet, Giga Impact needs to recharge the next turn, so maybe I can do something with that. I tried again and I led with Patrat. Unfortunately, she doesn't always use it, so I tried making her run out of Retaliate first. Now is my chance to go for Leech Seed as she recharges. Once Leech Seed is up, I can deal consistent damage to her. Terrible news, turns out she heals. With a potion. Never mind, ignore that. Next is Samurott. Turns out her Samurott sets up with Swords Dance. Twice. I have never been so scared and so excited at the same time. I managed to put it to sleep while it was still getting ready to annihilate me. Now I get a chance to use the Leech Seed. I never got a chance to use Super Fang to take it down faster, but I do still have 4 Pokemon remaining, so Detect should do. A few very scary turns later and we finally managed to take her down. Now we get to take a break. I hate this game. Alright, you know the drill by now. Figure out what they have and try to find a weakness. My god, that's a scary moveset. But at least we found a not so accurate move, so I might have a chance. Alright, let's try to bait out Hit Smash and then put it to sleep. Here's what I noticed. He never starts with Hit Smash, so I'm always starting with Detect. Second turn, however, can either be Flare Blitz or Hit Smash. Perfect. What I do next is different. Instead of rushing Leech Seed, I learned after so many attempts that it's better to use Sand Attack, because his moveset is just too consistent for me to defeat. I lose one of my Watchogs in the process, and that is totally fine, because with enough accuracy drops, one Patrat can be enough to take it down. Before it goes down, however, I want to make sure Watchog is up. Now if Liepard goes for Sucker Punch as I go for Hypnosis, I should be able to put it to sleep. One Leech Seed later, and all I need is to waste enough time for it to go down, making sure not to go for attacking moves, just to buy extra turns when it decides to go for Sucker Punch. Luckily, I get it this time, and finally take down the first rival. Then my saved files got corrupted, so I had to redo the battles. Not gonna lie, I did not take that very well, but nothing that a follow to my channel wouldn't fix. Now let's see how things go at the gym. First trainer had a Stoutland, so once again it's Giga Impact I'm waiting for. I then put it to sleep, use Leech Seed, and wait it out until it goes down. If it goes for more than 1 Giga Impact, that's even better, because then I can speed it up with Super Fang. Second trainer was more challenging. It basically comes down to her Watchog missing Slam. I found a consistent way of making her start with Baton Pass, so taking down the Liepard isn't too bad, knowing that it prioritizes Sucker Punch. Once Watchog is down, the battle is over. The great thing here is that I was able to get a Patrat to level 19, so I leveled it up and got a Watchog with Confuse Ray. This might come in handy later on. Also, my Servine evolved. Now comes the gym leader, and since we started with Snivy, we get the Fire Monkey. This one was bad. I considered catching other Pokemon, but nothing currently available would make that much of a change, so I kept my team as it is. Confusion does help with his Stoutland. After I take it down, he brings out his Elemental Monkey. The good news is that he likes to start with Leer. That gives me a chance to put it to sleep. The bad news is that all his attacking moves are accurate, so he was able to take down my entire team. I was only able to win when I got really lucky on one of my attempts, and he decided to go for a random Leer right as I failed my Detect. And it was just enough for Leech Seed to take it down the following turn. The problem so far is that my Pokemon are limited, but as I slowly unlock more areas, I will have better options to choose from. I decided to get my Pampur. You know what? It's not worth it. Next are some plot stuff that no one cares about. I then traded a level 100 Mewtwo, then released it, because I can. Our first double battle went fine, compared to how depressing our current situation is. Another rival battle, because why not? I realized Super Fang is also great versus weaker Pokemon, when you want to get them to low health without risking killing them. I will be coming back to this cave a lot. Aha, found it! What I'm worried about next is my battle with N. He has 3 Pokemon, and even though all of them have a move or two that is inaccurate, I needed to find a more consistent way to deal damage. Luckily, with my newest addition to the team, I might have a chance. Watch this battle, you're gonna love it. The first thing I realized is that his Enfassant has one flying type move, which happens to be Sky Attack, a 2-turn move that attacks on the second turn. So what I do is, I start with my grass type Pokemon Serperior, baiting the Sky Attack and getting my Leech Seed. Then I switch. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't I going to have to sacrifice a Pokemon this way? Not really. I bring out a low level Roggenrola to take the hit. Stardy will keep me alive on 1 HP, but it gets better. Thanks to the huge HP difference, Leech Seed will get me back to full. This is a continuous loop that ends by his first Pokemon going down to Leech Seed. Great start so far. I was able to make a 3 Pokemon battle down to just 2. If only I can get some kind of setup with this Roggenrola, but unfortunately I can't. I can't touch this one because I need it as weak as it can be. Now we just wait. Next is his Conkeldurr. Hopefully, sometime today. There is also a consistent way around this one. I just need him to use Hammer Arm. This will lower his speed enough for my Watchog to put it to sleep, making it as safe as I can ask for. With Leech Seed, Confusion, and the accuracy drop, I was able to make it to his last Pokemon, Sesmitoad. His only low accuracy move is Hydro Pump, but I got a better option. Luckily Serperior can survive his attack. Okay, so now what? Well, now he just dies. I had 3 Roggenrolas, one for each of his Pokemon. It took me an embarrassingly long time just to figure out how to get past N, but at least we did it. The Roggenrola I used in this battle are no longer usable to me, but if I keep 2 boulders at the daycare, I can produce as many level 1 Roggenrolas as I want. So once I unlock breeding, I can pull off this strategy in difficult battles to get me through. For now, I just have to keep catching them, and luckily money isn't an issue. Hopefully though I can come up with something more consistent, but at this point, I'm just as lost as you are. After 3 evolving animations later, I was ready to challenge the second gym leader. Thanks to the same Leech Seed plus sturdy strategy, I was able to take her down. Next we get Quick Claw and catch Cottony. A few of them. More plot stuff that no one cares about. Am I the only one turned on by this? And we challenge Burr. Cottony makes landing Leech Seed even easier. Thanks to its ability Prankster, status moves like Leech Seed are considered a priority move. Think of it as using Quick Attack but with Leech Seed instead. So with 3 Cottonys and 3 Roggenrolas, taking down a team with 3 Pokemon is almost guaranteed. That looked painful, poor guy. As long as I don't miss Leech Seed and I don't get poisoned, I should be perfectly fine. Okay, or getting confused, apparently. Easy fix, I can just throw Pokeballs at them, in case I get confused. One more thing, I need to get rid of both his Hyper Potions before his real threat comes out, his Leavanny. This fight could have been a lot easier if he didn't have a Grass type, but he does, so we have to deal with it in a different way. First, I try to lower its accuracy with Mud Slap, which I just learned a few seconds ago, along with 7 other moves. Then, and more importantly, Cotton Spore. I never thought there would be a day where I ever used this move, but desperate times. Dropping his speed by 2 stages gives me a chance to go first and put it to sleep. Next, I need to get it confused and hope Super Fang can help me take it down fast enough. Most of my resets happen on this battle. If I can take it down, I know I can win this. Oh, that was just one mud slap. I got extremely lucky there. It gets better because I outspeed her, so I can put it to sleep again the following turn. 2 Hyper Potions and 2 Pokemon later, and we take him down. Once again, assuming this was a normal battle, taking down a team of 3 Pokemon wouldn't be a problem. But what do I do if the opponent has more than 3 Pokemon? Say no more. I got it completely figured out. I lied, I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright, something needs to happen here. You know how I get one small change in these challenges in case I need it? Well, for this challenge, my one change is going to be altering the number of seen Pokemon at this point. I need that number to be 60, and I was down a few. Okay, I was down a lot, but anyways, that's my one change. And with that, I get the TM Protect. I tried several things for Bianca, nothing worked. Then realized that all I needed was to optimize the same strategy, just a little bit. The way I thought of it was that I needed the same number of Roggenrollas as the opponent's team. But what if I can make a Roggenrola take down more than one Pokemon? For this battle, I have 4 Cottonies and 2 Roggenrollas. I start normally with Prankster's Leech Seed into Roggenrola, and this time I make sure I get 6 sand attacks on the opponent. What I plan to do is to switch to Cottony on the last turn and hope the enemy misses. At -6 accuracy, this is more than enough, so I get to keep my Cottony alive for her next Pokemon. Then use Leech Seed and swap back to the previous Roggenrola. By leveling up, I also learned Mud Slap, so in case I run out of Sand Attack, I can still use Mud Slap to lower their accuracy. Okay, so what's the problem with this strategy? Why did I need Protect? The problem is the amount of experience that I get. That's right, getting stronger is a weakness for my strategy. Now my Roggenrola recovers to full HP in 2 turns, not just 1. So I need to protect the first turn, and then lower their accuracy the second one once I'm back to full. If they miss their attack, I can save my protect for that turn. Alright, not bad. Now I need to repeat that with my second Roggenrola, taking down 2 more of her team, and this one should be done. This was the best I can come up with at the time. Without access to breeding, my options are limited, but we managed to make it work. So, what happens if they have more than 3 Pokemon and a grass type on their team? F me. Alright, I have one advantage going into this one, which is Sandstorm. Not only does it deal consistent damage throughout the battle, but my Roggenrola isn't affected by it, so it doesn't ruin my sturdy ability. I need to take advantage of that to take down his main threat, Simisage. My first Cottony doesn't die this battle, because his Anfasan goes for Sky Attack. This gives me enough experience to learn Cotton Spore and use it against his Simisage, lowering his speed. The rest you're familiar with. I put it to sleep, and thanks to Super Fang and the active Sandstorm, we take it down. Now only 2 Pokemon will remain for him, and those I can handle just like I did with Bianca. Alright, one more. What if they have more than 3 Pokemon, something even worse than Grass type, and I don't have Sandstorm up? Oh, it all makes absolutely no sense at all, but what do I care? This one is really difficult. I had to play around every single weakness he had. For starters, his Crocodile can sometimes go for Foul Play. This move uses my own attack stats, so my useless Cottony survives. After Leech Seed, I get to take 1 Pokemon down for free, no casualties. The next Pokemon, Darmanitan, goes down the same way. We can already take down 2 Pokemon with 1 Roggenrola, so nothing new here. His third Pokemon is the key here. I know my Roggenrola can hardly take down a third Pokemon at this level and HP, so right now I'm just wasting time. I realized that his crafty doesn't have a move that can attack ghost types. I wonder if I can take advantage of that. I did not expect Roggenrola to survive that long against his crafty. I almost take it out, which might sound great, but I don't want that. But before I say why, let's go back a few minutes ago. Okay fine, a few hours ago. Luckily, the game gives us access to a new Pokemon that has a lot of potential, right before End's battle. Yamask learns Destiny Bond at level 49, but that's not it. I'm going to take advantage of how it works in battle. This trick I already explained in my Soul Silver All Trainer at level 100 challenge, but basically, if the last move I use is Destiny Bond, and a Pokemon takes me down, even though it wasn't the target for it, it will still die. So even though I use Destiny Bond on Scrafty, his Sigilif is the one going down instead, even if I never got a chance to attack the Sigilif itself. With that, I was able to take N down, and make it through one more tough battle. Something I want to point out is that you will notice that evolving Pokemon is completely useless to me, because all it does is make me learn the same moves, but at a later level. So until I actually need the stats, I will stop my Pokemon from evolving. Next is the Gym Leader. Elsa has 3 Pokemon, so that's easy. Well, it should be, but I had to hope she doesn't go for Volt Switch, at least until I lower her accuracy enough. Luckily in this attempt, she went for Discharge more often. That can get me paralyzed, but with enough resets, I was able to take her down. It gets better because her second Emolga gets sent last, where Volt Switch isn't really an issue, because she doesn't actually switch, so Leech Seed remains. I wouldn't call it fighting per se. Hey, we got a badge, you know what that means? Rival Battle. It gets easier now with Destiny Bond. I take advantage of a Sky Attack to keep my Cottonee alive, saving one spot in my team. Paralyzed his Simisage, and I even managed to lower its speed a couple of times after, followed by Destiny Bond. The rest you're familiar with. Once I got my Sand attacks going, his Umbor didn't land a single hit. Something I experienced myself in my Truant Only challenge. This is actually good news for me. I now know that all gym leaders have 3 Pokemon, so they're not a problem, and every rival battle before the Elite Four have 4 in their team. That's great news. I definitely don't belong in this battle. With that, I was able to take down Clay, Skyla, Bryson, and Raiden. Here's a scary scene of a crocodile not getting fully healed by a Hyper Potion. For Skyla, I just needed to make sure I protect to play around her future side attacks, just so that I don't get hit twice on the same turn. Bryson was straightforward. Here's a sad scene of a level 100 Pokemon going down to a frozen potato. For Drayden, I played around his Mold Breaker by taking his Haxorus down with Destiny Bond. I needed a second Yamask, but I already had 2 for other battles that I wanted to get by. Defeated all the rival battles. Bianca was the easiest of the 3. N wasn't too much of a problem once I took care of his main threats. Here's a sad scene of N missing Explosion. Meanwhile, I went throughout the region catching the Pokemon I want, like a Garbodor with the held item Black Sludge, and an Alomomo, this fat looking Magikarp, got the items and the TMs that I need, and breed it for the movesets I'm aiming for. Once all that is done, my team is now ready. One really long claw and even longer walks, we're ready to challenge the Elite Four, starting with Marshall. My Garbodor and Cofagrigus can do some work here. Not only can the stacking poison help me get rid of their sturdy and endures, but it also works well with my Cofagrigus movesets. His plan is to go for superpower and endure, and once he's low enough, he then goes for reversal, taking out my Pokemon. My plan is to stack my poison, setting up for the rest of the fight. My Garbodor stalls long enough to take down his Thrall. Once that is done, Garbodor's role is done, so I can go for this. 1 protect later, and he's dead. 2 down, 2 to go. His Miancha uses Bounce, and can get me paralyzed. Bounce is a 2-turn attack, so with Protect, this is an easy dodge, and I can wait for the poison to beat it for me. His last Pokemon, Suck, doesn't have an attack that can hit ghost types. Cofagrigus also knows Hex, a stab move that doubles in power if the opponent is inflicted with a status condition. It goes really well with Toxic Spikes, that's why I like learning it. And with that, Marshall is down. With my physical wall, stacking poisons, and Cofagrigus damage with Hex, I was able to take down Grimsley the same way. I don't rely on Hex as much in this battle since they resist it, but that's when Protect, Hex, and then Protect again is enough for the stacking damage to take them down. Or, you know, just crit. Easy. Last Pokemon and real threat, his Bisharp. He doesn't get poisoned, but he goes for Sword Stance. Big mistake, because I still have Destiny Bond. 2 elite members down, 2 more to go. With Chantal, I didn't need to change much. Although her Pokemon are special attackers and can really hurt, but as long as I get my Toxic Spikes out, that's all I need. Once that is done, her Cofagrigus goes down. It's only a matter of stalling until her Golark and Jellicent go down as well. I lost Ferrothorn and my fat Magikarp during that, but that was intentional to try and keep my Cofagrigus at full health, especially that her Jellicent outspeeds me. Her final threat is Chandelure. I bring out my Cofagrigus and manage to get Destiny Bond, since I was able to live her Hex on 20 HP. I made a lot of wrong decisions this battle, including the Pokemon I chose to sacrifice, but I was still able to take her down, so that works. Only Caitlyn is remaining. You will notice I'm skipping quickly through the Elite Four, because the real battles are coming next. And let's face it, with only 4 Pokemon on their team, a full team of 6 have the advantage even if underleveled. Caitlyn's Rio Necklace has Magic Guard, so poison damage won't apply. I still make sure to get it poisoned or burned however, to make sure Hex takes it down. Her Sigilyph likes to set up with Cosmic Power, so I have 3 turns before it starts destroying me with Psychics and Sky Attacks. I waste a turn switching, and a turn missing Leech Seed, so that's a great start already. Luckily, she can't really deal with my Ferrothorn. With her Sigilyph and Rio Necklace down, the rest of her team gets poisoned, and it gets easier from here. Stalling is something I can easily do, and with that, the Elite Four are down. The next several battles are going to be the hardest battles in this challenge. I already realized several weaknesses in my team, so let's hope I can pull through. Next is my worst enemy, Stairs. Same start. While my team have several stallers, there are a couple of Pokemon meant to take down high threats. This I will need versus N. Toxic Spikes are just too good to not use on his team, but I will have to delay it for now. His Zekrom cannot handle my Whimsicott that well. Sounds crazy, I know. As simple as it may seem, Leech Seed with Substitute and Prankster are too strong for him to take me down, especially with both getting prioritized from the ability. This is perfect, since it also helps me get rid of his healing item as well. After I take down his Zekrom, he brings out Vanilluxe. My plan was to try to take down a second Pokemon with me as I lower my health with Substitute, and then use Endeavor to give a final blow with Leech Seed. However, he missed Blizzard a few times, and I realized mid-battle that I can keep my Whimsicott alive for one more Pokemon. His Klinklang, who I expect most probably is his legendary Zoroark, is next. I know I'm going down, but I need to make sure I use Tailwind before I do. This doubles the speed of all my Pokemon, but the next few turns were not my best decisions. Cofagrigus doesn't have the best speed, so I figured Destiny Bond is out of the question. So I decided to go for Soak, getting rid of its stab moves.
One eternity later.
Okay, I did not expect that. Also, he doesn't really need stab moves to kick my ass. This battle is so not going well for me. However, turning Zoroark into Water type is still worth it for me. because now my sock can land its attacks, otherwise it would resist my fighting moves. Once I take it down, he brings out his real Clink Clank. Back to stalling, no need to sacrifice my sock just yet. Next is Archeops. Archeops at full HP is really scary, as you can see from his damage, but once I lower him enough, I should be safe. Ferrothorn's Iron Barb ability helps with that, since Archeops attacks all make contact. That's it, now I'm safe. He didn't even break my sub. Here comes a Caracosta with Sturdy. Absolutely useless to him, since I don't plan on one-shotting it. Both our damages are pathetic, but I'm regenning and I have additional damage through Leech Seed, so we're easily favored in this one. One difficult battle down, next is Getsus. The best thing about this battle is the start, and another reason to start with Whimsicott. For some reason, the AI fails to understand that it can't use Toxic on an active substitute, and that's what it keeps trying to do for the next 3 turns straight. So once again, I was able to get rid of the first Pokemon and their healing item. Next is Hydreigon, and more importantly, one of his 2 Pokemon with fire moves. Once I get rid of them, I can bring out my Ferrothorn to take down the rest of his team. Or so is my current plan. Hopefully that works. It goes really well for me. I run out of substitutes just as he runs out of Fire Blast. His next option was Surf, which I tank really well. I managed to use Endeavor before going down to Sesmitoad, almost taking it down with me. Whimsicott was the MVP for this battle. I bring out Sock next to finish his Sesmitoad. Next is Bouffalant, a physical attacker, just what I'm ready for. He goes for Head Charge, leaving me at 1 HP thanks to Sturdy. I was expecting that, so I went for Counter, taking it down. Next is Electros, but at 1 HP, it has no chance of surviving a reversal from my Suck. Finally his Bisharp. If I outspeed him, this one is over. And we do. With that, I officially beat the game. The final 2 battles were really fun, so I figured, let's try to take down the second Elite Four and the Champion Alder, or as I call them, the real Elite Four. So, if I have the National Dex unlocked and allowed to improve my team, will I be able to take down 5 trainers with full team, all at level 100? Let's find out. I replaced Cofagrigus with Wobbuffet and improved the movesets for some of the others. First thing I'm gonna point out is that I'm already at a disadvantage, not only because of the level difference, but the fact that they still use 2 healing items, so I have to keep that in mind. I still like to start with either Garbodor or Whimsicott. I usually decide by whether or not Toxic Spikes will be useful against their team. For Marshall, he starts with Breloom, a grass type, so using Leech Seed is not an option, so I might as well set up the spikes. His Breloom outspeeds me, and it knows Spore, so I'm not awake half the battle. The good thing going for me is that a fighting and a grass type isn't really a threat to my Garbodor. So I do manage to survive, but was only able to get my Toxic Spikes up on my last few turns, before going down. He brings out Thraw next. The 2 Pokemon I'm worried about are his Mienshao and Toxicroak. Mienshao has Fake Out and it outspeeds my Sock, so I can't bring it out until it's taken care of. That's why I bring the next best thing, Wobbuffet. This gets rid of his Thraw and his Mienshao. He brings out his Sock, so I bring out mine. I know I can take it out if I just go for Counter. Here is the problem with my decisions in this battle. I bring out my sweepers too early, so I'm not really winning even though it looks like it. Now I have to deal with his Toxicroak. This thing is one of his biggest threats for me, after his Mienshao. If only I can get rid of his stupid typing so that my Sock can finish it. Luckily, I can do just that with Soak, but I need to sacrifice someone first to get a safe switch. I decided to sacrifice my Whimsicott, which also isn't a good decision. Ferrothorn is never a good option in this battle, so I should have went for it instead. However, I do manage to get Tailwind before going down, followed by Soak. That should be good enough. His Toxic Croak is now a water type. I just got rid of his tab for finding moves, so after I use Healing Wish, I fully recover my suck. Then switch to Ferrothorn, since I believe it will be able to survive, and thanks to the damage from Leech Seed and Iron Barbs, I can take it down. Things go really well for me, and exactly as I hoped. The fight is over at this point. My suck still has Sturdy active, and I know I can take his last Pokemon down. I could have done so many things better in this fight, but hey, I made it, and that's all that matters. Don't judge me. Next is Grimsley. This is a battle for suck. If I can get rid of his Liepard, I should be able to bring him out. Toxic Spikes will be a waste until I get rid of his Drapion, so I start by wasting his healing items and taking down his Sharpedo with my Whimsicott. Alright, healing items down, and so is his first Pokemon. Next is Crafty. Not the threat I want to get rid of, but just as bad if it gets going with Moxie. And also one of the 2 threats to my Ferrothorn. Taking this thing down can open more options for my team. That being said, I miss Leech Seed and die for nothing. Not good. Okay, that happened. This time I plan to use Healing Wish to give my Wobbuffet a second go, which is something I should have done with Marshall, but we don't talk about this fight anymore. It never happened. So I switch out my Wobbuffet. I think my fat Magikarp can take Earthquake fine, so I tried that. Turns out it did, and one super effective waterfall later was enough to take down his Crocodile. I don't know how good I am versus the Drapion. He can't kill me easily, but neither can I. I tried staying for a turn, but realized my fat Magikarp's role is done here. So I used Healing Wish, sacrificing it, and bringing my Wobbuffet back to full. Counter takes care of his Drapion. Next is his Liepard, and this is huge. He misses Sucker Punch because I was going for Destiny Bond. A very lucky turn for me that allowed me to take down yet another Pokemon with my Wobbuffet. With Liepard's Fake Out of the way, my suck can clean up the rest. Which is only a Bisharp at this point, but a cleanup nevertheless. 2 Elite member down. I learned my lesson from before, and I decided to go for Caitlyn first, keeping Chantal last. Let's see how that one goes. I figured a great loophole with Caitlyn that makes the battle in my favor. If I get behind a sub, the AI will get stuck trying to put me to sleep in order to use Dream Eater. This makes the start an easy one. So 1 Pokemon and 2 healing items are down, next is Sigilyph. Her team can't deal with my Wobbuffet, so if I can keep him alive, I should be able to win this. My Whimsicott can't possibly do anything to her Sigilyph, so I just try to go for Endeavor. Then I bring out Wobbuffet, taking down her Sigilyph and her Metagross. By the time her Rio Necklace is out, I'm down to 17 HP. Now it's time for a refresher. Fat Magikarp into Healing Wish, all good as new. I get a very unfortunate critical Thunder into a Paralysis. This could have changed the battle for me, but Wobbuffet still pulls through. Again, her team can't take me down, and not only do I manage to kill her Rio Necklace and her Bronzong, but I was able to use Destiny Bond, taking down her last remaining Pokemon, Gothitelle. Woohoo! Final Elite member. Chantal was the worst start. She can either go for Shadow Ball or Will-O-Wisp. I definitely want the former, or if she misses Will-O-Wisp, that's fine too. Now Substitute can save me from her burn once I get my Leech Seed. Unlike Caitlyn, she won't be baited into using Will-O-Wisp over and over, but I will be able to dodge a few as I reuse Substitute, since I'll always go first, thanks to Prankster. I have the same plan as always, wait to get rid of her healing item, her first Pokemon, and then find the threats. Take them out, and then try to sweep the rest. Whimsicott is the best starting Pokemon I can ask for. I take down her Cofagrigus, and thanks to my increase in power points for Substitute, her Frostlass as well. Also, missing Blizzard helps with saving Substitute power points. 2 Pokemon down. Once she brings out her Chandelure, I know my Whimsicott is dead. But it's done its job. Time for my Wobbuffet. I take down her Chandelure and her Jellicent, then Fat Magikarp to give my Wobbuffet another go. I play it safe this time, however. I know her Drifloon knows Thunder, so I didn't bring out my Fat Magikarp right away. I sacrifice Suck, who can't land a single hit anyways, and then switch for Healing Wish. I don't even bother using Soak or waste any turns, straight from full health. I figured that's it, I win, she only has 2 Pokemon remaining. That should be easy for Wobbuffet, right? But that wasn't the case. I had to take down her Drifloon in 2 turns, so by the time her Goal Arc was out, I wasn't high enough to tank a hit, and I didn't have Leech Seed. I was hoping I can go for Destiny Bond, but I don't outspeed anything with Wobbuffet. So now I have my Furthorn and Garbodor to try and take her down. Not my greatest options for a strong physical attacker with a fighting move and Earthquake. Luckily, she makes it easy for me as she goes for Curse. Half its HP is gone, this battle is 100% guaranteed. Okay, that was too close. I almost had to do this whole battle all over again. Finally, we're here. After a very long challenge, we only have one last thing to take care of. Subscribe. I mean the champion. No matter how this ends, victory or defeat, I'll take it. As long as it's a victory. Looking at his team, this is definitely a Toxic Spikes battle. My Garbodor does really well against his Axelgore, especially if I play around his Me First attack. Once he's out of healing items and my spikes are up, I go for Gunk Shot, almost taking it down in 1 hit. Next is Bouffalant. I don't know if I outspeed, but I get really lucky with double protects in a row, which is great. Then the game goes Q, and I miss 2 Gunk Shots in a row, which is not so great. I could have taken it down, but that's alright. The Bouffalant is almost down from the poison anyways. I went for Whimsicott, hoping I can bring out his Volcarona next, and that worked like a charm, as he brings it out. A Toxicated Pokemon versus my best Staller? I'll take that all day. I don't know why he didn't bring out his Steel Pokemon, Escavalier, next, but as long as he brings out Poison Pokemon, I'm keeping my Whimsicott in. Another easy takedown, as Vanillux HP goes down to the poison damage. I know the perfect choice for his last 2 remaining Pokemon. 1 counter followed by reversal, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the best fighting Pokemon in existence, taking down the... I got carried away there. That wasn't even close. But the battle is still over anyways. Let's celebrate it by bringing out Fat Magikarp to tank his dragon's outrage. She totally deserved it with her sacrifices she made for the team. And with that, the challenge is over. Aw, stop it, you! The last part was really fun for me. I hope you guys liked it. Tell me if you'd like me to try this challenge in Pokemon Black 2 challenge mode, or maybe a different gen instead. And see you next time. Damn it, I forgot to take Quick Claw.